What's up, guys? Carl Beigler here with Beigler Outdoors. So you're probably wondering why I have my ignition to my bass tracker in my hand and why the key is stuck in there. Stay tuned. I'll tell you what's going on with this problem. Alright, so I'm going to show you my helm and you will see that the ignition switch is not there. Okay, why is the ignition switch not there? So, out here in Florida, it is hot as hell right now, like 100 degrees. And if you want to fish, you either got to go from 6 a.m. to 9 or from 8 a.m. to 8:45 at night. Or if a heavy downpour comes, you see it lightning, drive down. If you know the rain's going to pass, drive down to the boat ramp. As soon as the rain stops, it'll downpour in the water and it will make the water cooler, so the fish will come back in the water column up to the top, which we've noticed works for us. So what happened here with this ignition, alright? So I had this ignition here. Yesterday, me and my wife were like, you know what? We're going to head out to a local lake here and we're going to fish real fast. It was like 6 o'clock. I'm like, we'll get there. No, it was 5:30. We'll get there at 6. Drop in the water. The rain started raining, so we figured the rain will pass by 7. Launch in the canal, go fish. So we launch the boat, and I get the boat down. We get it down, beached by the dock. I park the truck, turn on all the electronics, put the key in the ignition, and it's been doing this for a while. I'll turn it, it'll turn on, then turn off. And I gotta kind of jiggle it, it'll turn on and then turn off, and then it'll stay on. Well, this time, I jiggled it, it turned on and turned off, and then the key wouldn't come out. It was stuck. I tried everything to get that key out. Everything I could not do. I was just spinning the ignition. If you take out the 4 bolts, which I'm actually gonna unplug it and I'm gonna show you how it looks. So on my bass tracker, the newer, this is a 2018, you could pull this panel out, and in the back there's a wire harness which goes to your nav lights and your bilge, and there's a wire harness back here which goes to, mine's cut, I'll tell you why it's cut, but the ignition basically is in here. Okay, whatever, if I screw it in, the ignition's in there and these are connected, so you have 2 wire harnesses. So when you take the 4 bolts and you pull your panel out, that's what you have. So that's why I was able to unplug it. Okay. Now, it was stuck in there, so I was like, well, I gotta find a way to turn this boat off. So I was lucky to find out it wasn't hardwired and there was a plug and it came out. This part right here from Bass Pro or from Bass Tracker is $120. But that's, you know, if I didn't cut it, it comes with the harness. It looks just like that, and you plug it back in. So I went on Amazon. Well, what I tried doing first was, a couple of my buddies said, shoot some WD-40 down in there, and the tumblers might loosen up, and you can slide the key out. So I kept doing that, and finally I got a pliers, and I was pulling on, trying to jiggle it, and I broke, the key just broke off. It's stuck in there. So this is the ignition. I didn't want to spend 120 bucks. Well, I mean, I could have. I just didn't want to. The one that's 120 bucks comes exactly like this. Okay? Comes with the plug on it. But if you go on Amazon, they have this same exact one without the plug, even with this little loop on it, the whole 9. It just has the wires for, I think it was $26.95. And I ordered it. So it should be here. Amazon is saying Wednesday or Thursday. So what I did was I cut all the wires off. I cut them pretty low because this is garbage, and I wanted as much wire as I can get. So what I use these. I'll put a link in the description to these too. I use these joiners, but they're heat shrunk. So what you do is when you clip it in, you heat this up and it melts to the wire. Because the biggest problem people have is that it lets go, and this seals it to the wire, so you can never yank that out unless you cut it. Well, I have this ready to go. I'm waiting for the new ignition to come. Then we'll put the new ignition in and see if the boat starts. So like I said, I seen a couple guys that said online that these go bad. If I were you, honestly, I would either order the one that's 120 and keep a spare on your boat, so if something happens, you're on the water. Say you're on Lake Okeechobee and you're miles out. I mean, you don't want to take your trolling motor and have to come all the way back. You could just kind of pop the panel, put your new ignition in. So I would keep one that has an end on it. Now you can, if you want to crimp wires together on the water, you can just buy the $25 one, and then, or you can just take these and put little plugs on them, so you can plug it out and plug a new one. And that's probably what I would do. I like putting these because they're just, it's a more better connection, because when you have the crimpers that plug in, they tend to get loose. But if you wanted to put the crimpers on there and put the plugs, and then have your ignition cut with the plug, so if it happens like on Lake Okeechobee somewhere, or a big lake, you could just kind of open up, take a screwdriver, open it up, unplug, and plug your new ignition in. So I would definitely recommend keeping a second ignition in your boat on these Bass Trackers. And I guess it's Mercury across the board, because I guess that this ignition is not proprietary to Bass Tracker. This is the ignition that comes with the motor. So this is, because I guess it's for Mercury's, I'm guessing. So I would keep one of the ones in the link. I'll put it, in the link, I'll try to find the one that has the plug on it, and I will try to find, I know I have the link for this one. I'll definitely put that in the link in the description. But you know, just pretty much cut it off, and when I get the new one, the wire is going to be this long, so then I'll have a pretty much longer wire harness. But that's the situation I'm dealing with this, you know. Couldn't go fishing today, and I'm a big fan of, and I know a lot of people have different beliefs and things, and you know, I don't really talk politics or religion, but God did not want me to go out fishing yesterday, or whoever you want to believe in, karma or the world, something did not want me to go fishing. So I didn't get bummed about it not working, but something did not want me to be on the water. So I took that as a sign to say go back home, and went back home. I did bust my ass getting out, because Bass Tracker, for some reason, they only give you a friggin', I don't know, 5-foot strap. So I was thinking I could undo the strap and pull the strap down into the water and crank the boat back up. No, I mean, seriously, are you kidding me? The strap only reached to, I'll be honest, the strap reached to right here. The front of my boat's right there. Okay, that strap only reached to about right here. I needed that strap to reach down here so I can connect the boat and pull it in. So what I did was, the current was just kind of bad out there. So what I did was I jumped in the water, all right, and then I just kind of shimmied the boat, and then I kind of got on the trolling motor and you got to be careful doing that with your trolling motor. If your trolling motor hits one of the ribs on this trailer, you're gonna bust your trolling motor. And I got it up there, got it hooked up, me and the wife got it in, and then when I jumped off, I did bust my ass and fall in the water, but I didn't record that, so you guys don't get to laugh at me on that today. Whatever. So I will continue on this next time. Next part of this video will be me actually receiving the ignition and installing it. So wait for that next part of the video coming up. Out. All right, what's up, guys? It's about 4 days later, and we got the package here for the new ignition. So some other stuff in here. It's the old ignition, if you remember, the one I cut, and this is the new one right here. And I will put a link in the description to this one. It is the same exact thing. I've already opened it and looked at it. It's the same exact one. The wiring is the same, the unit is the same, keys are different, but same exact one. Alright. The only thing that I did change is it comes with this little piece here that goes on here to hold it in. The OEM one was thicker, so I kept the OEM one. I already opened the package, so. But the wiring is all exactly the same. It's all pinned up exactly the same. So what I'm gonna do now is, remember I have my harness where I cut it. This is garbage. I'm gonna put them all together. I'm gonna show you how I do that. Okay, so I'll just do one on camera and I'll do the rest myself. So we'll start off with the, I guess, the ground. All right. So usually what I do is take the ground wire. All right, let me get a little closer. Right, I get this ground wire. All right, and I'll strip it. Matter of fact, I'm gonna probably strip all the wires while I'm here, just to get them all stripped. Alright, so we got them stripped. So now, like I was telling you, I got these heat shrink ones, so I'm going to show you how that works. So I'll take this solid black wire, okay, solid black wire here, and I will locate the solid black wire in the harness, okay, and I'll get this ready to crimp it down. So what I normally do is I just kind of, it's hard to do. Get down, chicken. A chicken jumping on the boat. Alright, so what I do is, first thing I do is I grab this, okay, and I put it in there. This is what I'm gonna do with this is what I'm gonna do with each one, okay? So I put that in there, okay, then I crimp it down. Alright. Then when you have it crimped down, what I do is grab a lighter, okay, and I tell you that this stuff is the best, because what you do is, usually when they come apart in here. So with this, you take this and you burn it, and it heat shrinks it and melts it to it. You don't want to melt through it like I almost just did. Okay. Anyway, you have a heat shrunk connection, okay? See how it's connected there? It shrunk and melted. So I'm gonna do that with the rest of them. Then we'll put it in here and make sure everything works and turn it on. So stay tuned. All right, got all the cables heat shrunk. We got the unit back in here. Now we're gonna hop onto the boat, put it in, and see if it starts. So first we're going to make sure that it turns. Now it turns. Now we're going to put it back in the boat and make sure it starts. Alright. I connected two harnesses. Let's grab them first. Harness number 1 and harness number 2. I know there was a piece that fell in here, which I don't know if I can go in and reach in and grab. There was a small little piece that was out there. Alright, I'm going to connect these harnesses real quick, make sure these work. There you go. So we'll take this harness, put that on first. This harness in here next. Alright, let's see if the boat turns on. Good, turned on. We'll put this harness in here. I do got the water on in the boat, just make sure it turns on. Turn it off. I got water running to the boat, but I don't see the water dripping. That might be pinched somewhere, that line, but I'm gonna get this all buttoned up and we'll go over it when we're done. Stay tuned. Alright, that looks all buttoned up pretty good. Let me get off the boat and check the water. I need to flush this motor, but it don't seem like the water's coming out too swell. Alright, that worked out well. Now, why isn't my water? A little bit coming out. I think this hose is kinked up somewhere. Let me see what's going on with this hose. Might have a kink in it somewhere. That looks good. I had it running, but I didn't see it pissing. Turn it back on. Make sure it works. Alright, so that was a success. The switch worked. I think it was $26.99. I'll have a link in the description to that, and that worked really good. The motor's running, it's on, it's pissing. So yeah, man, I thought it was a whole bunch of sensors and stuff, but apparently it was just bad ignition. Hope this helped you guys out. Thanks for watching. Beagler Outdoors.